All right, guys. So this is going to be the last video for today. We're going to go over a couple of the rules for adding and subtracting. More adding than subtracting. We have a few more rules for the adding ones than we do for the subtracting. But we are going to go over a couple of rules for adding and subtracting rational numbers. That includes our fractions and our decimals, okay? So when it comes to the identity property, so I know that there is zero property of multiplication is here, but I want you to ignore that for now. We're going to talk about multiplication and division next week. So right now we're just focusing on the addition and subtraction portion. So look at identity property of addition and multiplication. Like I said, ignore the multiplication part. Identity property of addition states that any number added to zero, so we're just focusing on this first part, any number added to zero is equal to the original number. So it's like looking in a mirror. See the baby's looking in a mirror? So we have 4 plus 0 equals 4, and 0 plus 72 equals 72. That should have a 2 on there. I think that's just like a typo, but that should have a number 2. Let's see if I can fix it without messing it up too much. Okay, that's close. So we're going to skip the inverse property of multiplication because we don't need that one. And we're going to go to commutative property of addition. The commutative property of addition states that no matter what order the factors appear, you're going to get the same sum. Remember, the word sum is it's one of our words that says to add. One of our vocabulary words, actually. So 5 plus 7 is going to give you 12, just like 7 plus 5 is going to give you 12. Just because we put them in different orders, so first here we had the 5 first and the 7 second, and over here we had the 7 first and the 5 second. It does not change the answer. They're going to have the exact same answer. So commutative properties of addition says it does not matter what order I put them in, you're still going to get the same answer, okay? And let's look at the associative property. Associative property says no matter how I group them, so we've got our parentheses, like our little hamburgers. I don't know if you can see my hands. We got our parentheses, and no matter how I put where I put my parentheses, the answer is going to be the same. Now, they are in the same order. We have 4 plus 3 plus 7, 4 plus 3 plus 7. So no matter what type of grouping I do, they're going to give you the same sum, the same answer. I put my parentheses around 4 and 3 here. I put my parentheses around 3 and 7 here. But it does not change that this equals 14 and this equals 14. Okay? So we're going to move over. Remember, I said this is nothing new. This isn't just review. So I'm going to move over here, and we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions. There we go. So adding and subtracting fractions, the denominator must be the same. The denominator must be the same. When the denominators are not the same, the first thing you need to do is make them the same using equivalent fractions. So that's what we did when we try to find the lowest common denominator. And then we multiply that number times those denominators so that we can get the same denominator. And then you're going to add or subtract the numerator like you would normally do. When the denominators are the same, the denominator doesn't change. The numerator is added or subtracted just like normal. So what I'm going to do is I want to highlight what I need to do. So we're going to make them the same. And then you do that. And then you add or subtract your numerator. When they're the same, the denominator doesn't change. And then you add it. Denominator does not change. Okay? And then you add it. Go down a little bit. Sorry if it's like jerky. Oops. So now we're going to look when it's a mixed number. So I know we didn't show an example of that, but we have done that in class. When you have a mixed number, when you're adding, subtracting a mixed number, it's going to work exactly the same. The denominators must be the same. So you're going to add or subtract the whole number, and then you're going to add or subtract the fraction. Then you go back up here and you use those steps. So I'm going to add or subtract the whole number. So you add that whole number to your numerator, and then you keep your denominator as it is. So remember, we did that where we had, let me see if I can move the camera down a little bit and give you an example. So example, if I had 3 1/2, I'm going to add, I'm going to multiply this, and I'm going to add this. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and then I keep my denominator. Hopefully that's clear enough. Let's see if I can do this. You multiply that, and then up here, you add. Okay? Hopefully that clears it up for you. I am going to make sure that these are going to be on Google Classroom, so you do not have to worry about writing them down right now. All you need to do is pull them up on Google Classroom or take them out of your notes. Yeah, so that's it. If you have questions, remember, just email them to me or put them on Google Classroom. I am available 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if you need assistance, please reach out to me and ask me those questions. You can reach out to Miss Cox. You can reach out to Miss Bass. You can even reach out to Miss Khan. We are all available to help you. Okay? Please do not sit and struggle. Go on Khan Academy after you watch the videos. Watch one video, then go on Khan Academy and do the work. Then the next day, come back and do it again. And I will see you guys next week.